Okay, Alex, we're ready. All right, she's ready. All right, playing the intro. You're playing the intro.
Hands are up! Oh, we're back, baby! We're back! Look at you! Look at my little baby hairs. The hair is hairing. Happy New Year. I have to tell you something. This is very fun, like just a funny little tidbit, okay? Also, I hear myself echoing again, like I hear myself to my team or something, so whatever that is. So I'm so excited to be back. I have to tell you the funniest thing that happened during the break. I still hear myself. Like I hear my team in my ears feedback of me. They're fixing it. We're off to the best start ever. So I have an open Perrier water on my desk right now. About 10% of it has been drank. What is so special about this Perrier? It is Tucker Carlson's. I have Tucker Carlson's Perrier water that his own lips touched. And the tea around this is that Tucker was actually at TPUSA headquarters over the break doing somebody else's podcast, not mine. We're a little salty about that, but it's fine. Listen, I will have my moment. Wasn't with me, but he was here to record with somebody else. And he took a sip of this water and then set it down and never drank it again. And somebody on my team took it and put it on my desk for me. So, we used to live in a country, but now it's just every man for himself and every Perrier for themselves. So to be determined what I do with it, probably throw it out. But it is funny. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I look like my outfit is cute today. The outfit is there, but the full outfit, you can't see it all. But actually, my hair and makeup looks so bad. It's just one of those things, when I'm doing it myself. I've never been talented at my own hair and makeup, and some days it looks okay, and some days it's just like atrocious. And I'm just going to be completely upfront. I'm a very self-aware person. I know when it's bad, and today it's bad. But it is the first Poplitics Live of 2024. It's pop culture without the leftist propaganda. I'm Alex Clark, and so we have that going for us. At least we're back, okay? Hopefully you guys are just happy to be back, and, I could just look like I could look like a little crusty possum, and you would still love me. I would like to think so anyway. Although I don't know, because you guys got very mad at me over something over the break that I'm going to bring up and I am going to address. Yes, I am going to address it. So since we are just getting started in the year, pop culture news-wise, things aren't super crazy, but I did find a couple stories that I wanted to talk to you about. I thought that they were interesting enough to warrant a discussion, especially with my audience anyway. Plus, everybody got a kick out of my ins and outs list that I posted for 2024. So I thought I would talk a little bit about that. I'd go a little in depth. Sorry, I have for the last 24 hours, I have been the burpiest I have ever been in my life. I don't know what is going on, but it's burpy up in here. So just bear with me. I'm sorry about that in advance. But anyway, I thought I would talk more in depth about the list. Also, I'm going to do what's called a weekly report. Now, report is, what is that called? An acronym when each letter stands for something. The report, every letter represents something. So it's reading, eating, play, obsessing, recommend, and then treating yourself to report. I've seen it on TikTok, and I thought I would do it this week for you because I've been gone for a while, and there are some things to share. And we're also going to talk about Chick-Fil-A. They've raised their prices 20%. I have something I want to say about that. We're going to address what you guys are mad at me for, and yeah, all the things. So let me just check in with the chat because, I think we're due for a little bit of a check-in. Crusty burpy possums of 2024. That's it. That's the tweet, Kate. I'm glad that you guys appreciate that I have Tucker's water. It is the most psycho thing. I think I remember seeing years ago somebody bought a used tissue that Britney Spears used on eBay once or something like that. So I guess I'm one of those people. I mean, it's not Taylor Swift's water, but it is Tucker's, and that's something special. It's starting to get a little condensation up in there, so I got to do something with it. I got to throw it away because, it's going to get nasty, probably moldy, but it's just funny. So I wanted to tell you. I've saved it for now so that I could be honest and tell you that it is still on my desk. Oh, I've missed you guys. Sydney, Marissa's here. Even Darcy decided to show up for once. Annie, Bailey's even here. Oh, I just love it. Rachel, the gang's back together. Ashley, and now you're like, well, Ashley, there's 100 of them. I know, but it's fun. You can guess who I'm talking about. Yvette, Faith. All right. Shout outs to you guys. Neely's here. Aaron, Alejandra. That's my name in Spanish. Alejandra, Brooklyn, Patsy. All right, I could just read names all day, but I'm very happy that you're here. Okay, so first story. There is a new article from the Daily Mail. It says that Gen Z is aging differently than millennials, and not in a good way. This is so juicy and encouraging. Well, not for Gen Z, but it's a little pat on the back, makes you feel good if you are a millennial, I have to say, as a millennial myself. So this new bombshell article from the Daily Mail says experts claim Gen Z was pressured to get the wrong skincare too young, that vaping and getting Botox and filler in their early 20s is making them look older than millennials in their 30s. Now, a lot of you are like wagging your finger, like the people that are going to call me out, you're going to say, but Alex, you've gotten Botox and filler in your 20s. Yes, I have. So this article has me wanting to say a lot of things. I'm thinking a lot of things, good and bad. So just bear with me. I've done a lot of thinking over the break. All right. I've done a lot of, what's the word? Assessing myself, my lifestyle choices, my thoughts, my likes, my dislikes, what my plan is for 2024 for self-care and, things I do. So I have things to say. Just wait. I'm going to say it. I'm going to address it. So millennials look so much younger, according to experts, that it's actually baffling to older generations. It's causing Gen X and boomers, I guess if you show them like a picture of a Gen Z person and a millennial, they think that the Gen Z person, which is the youngest generation, is actually older than millennials. So they get it confused. They say that the Gen Z person must be the millennial and the millennial must be the Gen Z because we look that much younger, allegedly, compared to Gen Z. What is responsible for this glow that millennials have from the inside out? They say healthier diets. Oh, here we go, baby. Here we go. I need a hype horn. Pow, pow, pow. Better knowledge of skincare. We have a better knowledge of skincare. We had improvement in makeup. So but from Gen X to millennials, we got a lot better formulas in our makeup. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Like Gen Z uses the same stuff. Wait. You guys, you get ahead of me. You get ahead of me. I can anticipate everything that you're thinking. I already know what you're going to say. So just be patient. Zip the lips, as Teresa on Golden Bachelor would say. Zip your lips. An improvement in makeup means those born between 1980 and 1997, 93 right here, appear more youthful than older generations did at the same age. Now, again, I look horrible today. So now I'm feeling self-conscious because I really should have had my glow going on so that I could look really good while I was doing the story. But I actually look horrible. So I probably do look old. But they say while millennials learned how to use good skincare techniques in their late teens and 20s, Gen Z, this is really interesting. Gen Z may have been overexposed to the techniques and started using the products incorrectly and too early, which caused them to age prematurely. And I'm reading this article, and by the way, this is the longest article. I mean, this goes on and on and on and on. This is very in-depth, and it's very fascinating. But as I'm reading this, I'm like, you know what? They have a freaking point. And I don't know, if somebody who is 7 years old, I guess, are they Gen Alpha? But there are 13-year-olds on TikTok, and there's these 7-year-old twin girls who are really viral, and they do these in-depth skincare routines. Penelope Disick, Courtney and Scott's daughter, she is known for like all of these elaborate skincare routines. There she is. She's known for doing all of these elaborate skincare routines for her age. So this is what this article is saying, that like a bunch of these Gen Zers started doing this stuff and using this stuff at this age. And now they're all looking way older because there's ingredients in the stuff that you shouldn't put on pure like good skin. You know what I mean? So there's those 7-year-old twins that I've seen before. They're always viral. And it's like crazy. I mean, some of these girls are using like retinoids and stuff, which is nuts and probably dangerous for that young. But I digress. So, number one, they're using the skincare incorrectly. It's causing them to age prematurely. And then aesthetics experts explained that Gen Z's love of vaping, exposure to excessive blue light from screens and phones from a young age, and getting tweakments too young are also a reason that celebrities and influencers in their late teens and early 20s look decades older than millennials. They said that Gen Z's overuse or unnecessary application of filler at a young age also may be affecting the natural face development. It's causing younger patients to look older than they are. That quote is from celebrity cosmetics doctor, Dr. Rasha Rakshani Mahogdam. I'm not saying that right, but anyway, celebrity cosmetics doctor. She said that millennials generally have a heightened awareness of skincare and diet compared to previous generations, that we incorporate a more holistic approach to our well-being. Oh, there it is, holistic. It's you and me, baby. That's the whole world. Me and you, we're the bad girls. Actually, we're the good girls. Gen Z's the bad girls. The shift involves a greater emphasis on preventative skincare practices and a focus on balanced diets. Alex, we're sick of health and wellness. Well, we're looking younger. Stop. We're looking younger. Do you see? Do you see? This article called us the wellness generation, and we're looking snatched because of it. Stop the complaining. I am leading you to young skin and life. Nobody ever is appreciative or thankful. I put myself on the line, and now you guys are looking freaking great while our Gen Z people are looking horrible. I want to interject here and say, I don't think that millennials were always doing this. I don't think that we were always the wellness generation. I think in the last decade, a lot of us started. So I think that we're seeing aging in reverse now. I think especially in the last couple of years, I think we're aging in reverse because since the pandemic, a lot of us, like me, this is when we all of a sudden kind of become awake to all of this and wanted to change. Now, here we go. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I do have to talk about the claims that all these experts are saying that it's the overuse of filler that is causing Gen Z to look older. My awakening over the break and my response is that, drum rolls in the chat. Give me a little drum emoji. Drum emoji. My response is that I agree. Everybody's melting! Everybody's melting down! She's melting! What happened to Alex? Here's the thing. I also want to say this because this annoys me to no end. It's like way longer. I mean, most of you are, have only been following me or whatever and listening to my shows for the last couple of years. A lot of my following has been following me for 10 plus years because I've been a media personality for that long, sharing my life, the ins and outs, what I do, what I don't do. I have always been 110% transparent about every single thing I've ever done, used, where I've pooped, where I've peed my pants. It's like, if anything, I need to hold back on some of the stuff I share, but I don't. And I would like to think that helps me stand out against other people, especially in the conservative movement. I mean, nobody is, I don't think, this personal as I am, and a lot of it's to my detriment. But I will say this. People that actually pay attention and like follow me, I think they know this, but it's like so many, and I get it. This is just life. You're not going to listen to every single thing I ever do. You don't have time. You have kids. You have things going on. But it's like a huge majority, I don't know. It's like some people, like, they claim they follow me and all this, but then it's like they don't even know me, because some of the stuff I get accused of doing or that I support or don't support or whatever, it's just like so backwards and just a like complete misconception, which I will get to, because this is one of the things that I'm going to address about you guys yelling at me for over the break. So the situation is, one time, I got a tiny bit of filler in the bridge of my nose, I think when I was like 23, because this is why I take all my pictures from one side of my face. On my right side, this is my good side. My profile looks really snatched and really good. On my left side, I look like a completely different person. I look like a warlock. It's like, for some reason, I have this really weird bump in my arch in my nose that I don't like, and you can see it from the left, you can't see it from the right. So I wanted to try to straighten out this bump and like make it even. So I did a little filler there. Again, this only lasts for like a year and then it dissolves. I never added filler anywhere except I think one time I might have tried. Actually, it was in that same time. I think they also told me, they were like, we could add a little bit to your chin. A lot of people, I've been seeing this all over too. A lot of people like adding things to their chin to make their jaw more sculpt or whatever. I think we tried that too. Did no difference. Literally did nothing to me. Otherwise, the only thing I have ever done, I have never had any plastic surgery. Also, that's like an annoying thing. People are like, have had plastic surgery. I've never had plastic surgery. I've never had surgery, period. I've never even broken a bone. I've never had surgery except, wisdom teeth, if that counts, but nobody counts that. So I've never had a surgery ever in my life. I've only tried a little bit of filler and a little bit of Botox. So anyway, what I was going to say is otherwise, the only thing I've ever done is filler in my lips once a year for the last several years, except for this last one. And I have only ever done Botox. And what I do is I only get Botox. It's only like a couple, because I don't have like severe lines and wrinkles. So I do a little bit in my forehead, and I only do a teeny bit at like my temples, like corners of my eyes, to prevent aging. I don't do it often, and I don't get a ton because I don't need to get a ton. That's it. Now, in the last year, I only got Botox once, and I didn't do any filler. I have not done filler for over a year. So what I am saying to you is the conclusion that I came to over the break is I'm not going to be doing any lip filler for maybe ever again, but definitely for a long time. Like I'm not going to get any for the next year. I want to see as my lips continue to dissolve the filler, because I'm not touching it up. I want to see what I look like. I've said this before and I will say it again. I have absolutely huge teeth. So I have naturally very thin lips. I think a little bit of filler for me, like a third of a syringe, could maybe balance that out. I don't really have a problem with that, but I'm just going to see what happens, because I've gotten it for so long. It's taking a very long time to totally dissolve. But I mean, my lips are they're barely bigger now than like what they are naturally. So, it's not bad. Anyway, I have noticed a lot of wellness people talking about how, I think the fillers in other areas of your face is aging people. And then also, we don't need Botox. Like they say, like it does dissolve every 3 months, but because when it's there, your face doesn't like naturally settle into wrinkles. I don't think we really need to get it done every 3 months, like once a year or so, maybe twice a year if you're late 30s or older. I think twice a year. So what I'm doing is no more than twice a year Botox touch-ups, and I'm just going to see how it is. I do not have, compared to other friends of mine, I will say this, because they're talking about how like if you do this stuff during your 20s, it's making you age. I mean, I'll be 31 in February. Compared to like other friends of mine that are the same age or people I like graduated high school with and stuff, when I see pictures of them, I know that they've never done any Botox or anything, and they do have way more fine lines than me. I mean, I don't have any fine lines at all. I do think that me getting Botox just a little teeny bit in those strategic areas has prevented my face from settling into those lines. But I do think less is more. I think that we're going to see the filler trend. I think lip filler is totally out for 2024. I think that we're going to see a lot less people doing that, and it's just becoming like not in trend. A more natural looking face is more in trend. So we'll see how that goes. We'll get to my ins and outs list. Now I've like gone on a tangent, and I probably shouldn't have talked that long about that or as in depth, but I wanted to say, too, Botox and filler are different. They do completely different things. They look completely different in the face. Botox, you cannot even tell. You cannot even tell anything. It's just that there's like no like big wrinkles when you like try to wrinkle. That's it. Like, so people that are like, this person has way too much Botox, they don't even know what they're talking about, number one. It's usually filler is what it is. It's not Botox. So that's the first thing. Most people have Botox around you, you don't even know because that's how natural it looks. So that's like a pet peeve of mine. I want to tell you that there is a difference. I think based on comments that I always see, especially in the Cute Conservatives Facebook group, it's like, no, you guys don't know the difference. There is a difference. So I told you what I've done, what I plan on doing forward. I thought of somebody when it came to talking about this in Gen Z and how they're aging. Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter, I think, is a really good example of somebody who is Gen Z. She is 22 or 24. I saw like mixed reports on how old she is. To me, she looks so much older, in my opinion, than 22 or 24. She looks like early to mid-30s to me. I mean, some of that it has to do with the makeup choices, but also she is somebody that has a lot of filler. And I do think that she looks a little bit older. So anyway, like I said, the Daily Mail article is very in-depth and long, talking about, why they think millennials are aging better. One of their reasons, which is like obviously stupid, is like, well, millennials are younger because something about like we fought back against the patriarchy, or I don't know what it didn't even make any sense. I was like, that's ridiculous. But anyway, otherwise, I think it's interesting. So here's what I want to hear in the chat. Do you agree that let me say this again. And you can say this in the Cute Conservatives Facebook too, start some discussion around this episode because I'm curious. Do you agree that Gen Z is aging poorly, or have you not even noticed? It's also okay to just say, honestly, like, I can't tell a difference, or I don't know. I don't think that they personally look bad at all. Do you think that millennials are aging better in comparison to Gen Z? And would you say that we are the most health conscious and wellness obsessed generation? Because that's what the article called us, the wellness generation. I thought that was very interesting. I'd never seen that before. I'd never heard that before. So would like your opinions on that. I'm going to look at the chat and see what you guys have to say. Emily says that she agrees that Sabrina Carpenter is aging poorly, that she has like a pillow face look, like just too puffy, too round. Andrea says the overfilling of Gen Z makes it hard to differentiate between who's real and who's AI. Avery says that they don't look bad, they just look different. Taylor says, I feel like it's the makeup making them look older. So the article did talk about this too, besides, I forgot to say this. The article did talk about how makeup trends make Gen Z look older as well. So like 2016, I mean, millennials are guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. Gen Z, though, especially is like obsessed with that like super overly, now we're getting into this like really natural like makeup look. But for the last 6 or so years, remember, it was like all the contouring and all that crazy crap and like cut creases in your eyeshadow and stuff. Gen Z really started that trend, and that was a very, very, really extreme eyebrows. I have extreme eyebrows naturally, but extreme eyebrow look on purpose and all that, like very, very harsh makeup trends. Gen Z did that, which I think makes them look a little bit older. Neely's like, what will they look like in 15 to 20 years? Kylie looks bad. Kylie Kylie probably looks the worst. And I think that we're going to start to see her face start to get a little bit smaller. I think she's going to stop getting as much too because she's just looking so bad. Like if you look at pictures of her compared to, who could we compare her to? I mean, Sophia Richie even, but Sophia Richie is mixed, right? Like she's half black. So, I mean, she has fuller lips naturally. But like Sophia Richie even is like around the same age, close to Kylie's age, and looks so much younger than Kylie. Kylie looks like Michael Jackson to me. But, and I can't say that much because I look bad today too. But anyway, there's so much in the chat. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to it all. But oh, good. You guys say you don't mind my oversharing because then it feels like we're friends. Well, thank you. I'm honored. Adriana Lima. Adriana Lima looks so bad. She has aged horrifically. She's one of the most beautiful women that we grew up with, right? Victoria's Secret model, all of this stuff. She is just bad all around. I think she's gained a lot of weight too. I mean, she's just like let herself go. Probably one of the most shocking transformations is Adriana Lima lately. Ooh, just horrible. Horrible. All right, so let's move on quickly to Chick-Fil-A has raised their prices more than 20%. Is it the end of an era? Chick-Fil-A. Is it the end of an era? Chick-Fil-A. According to the New York Post, Chick-Fil-A has lifted its prices a staggering 21% over the past 2 years as Americans remain at mercy to stubborn high inflation. The chicken giant first hiked its prices by 15% in 2022. In exactly a year ago, January 2023, the chain implemented another 6% menu-wide surge, and I guess they're going to do it again. So this means that the average price of Chick-fil-A's signature chicken sandwich and their 8-piece nuggets will run $5.79 and $5.95 respectively, and it's going to keep increasing, the article says. Here's what I want to say, and this is all I'm going to say about this. And then we're going to move on to the good stuff. Someone I know actually just posted on her story today. This is why I had to look into this because I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is shocking. Someone I know posted on her story today that her family of 4 went to go have a meal. For a family of 4, it cost $75. My question, for the people who scream at me in my DMs about how I'm out of touch, I have no idea what I'm talking about, insisting that people stop living off processed food and make it at home. They tell me that that's unaffordable for the average American and that processed food is what most people have to eat to survive. I'm struggling with how that makes any sense. $75 for a family of 4 to eat at Chick-fil-A? But that's what's affordable, and I'm out of touch saying we should be cooking at home as much as possible with whole ingredients? You can get 4 organic chicken breasts at Kroger for $13. Add some spices, green beans, rice cooked in bone broth. By the way, this is my dinner last night. I'm saying this because this is what I made last night. Last night, I put in the oven 350 degrees for 40 minutes exactly. It was 2 chicken breasts laying on top of some shallots and green beans. I mean, green beans, rice cooked in bone broth, you can make a homemade dessert too for all less than that, paying for what you're, for ingredients. And that is more nutrient dense. So again, how? How often are people going to, here's what I also want to know. How often do you eat at Chick-fil-A? Especially if you have kids, I'm very curious. How often are people going to Chick-fil-A now and then saying that, well, it's just unrealistic for you to expect me to cook at home? We can't afford that. But it's like, it's cheaper and it's healthier. And also, Chick-fil-A makes their chicken sandwiches with the same ingredient as Silly Putty. So, Silly Putty chicken sandwich for more money for a family of 4 versus making it at home without Silly Putty. I don't get it! Me no understand! Me no understand in a big world! A lot of you are saying that you've kind of taken it down to like once a week. Going to Chick-fil-A. I don't know, man. It's just like weird to me. Like, I also like you guys, and part of it is true. Like, there are some things I won't get like the granular aspects of until I am, married with kids. I understand that. But also, please remember that I am the last person in my friend group that's not married with kids. So like, all of my best friends have 3+ kids and they're all living their lives the way that I talk about. Like, I have people in my life that share like the very, very personal details of their finances and stuff with me. I see what they're going through and they don't make that much and they're able to do it. And they think the stuff you guys send me is crazy. So something is not right. I've got one group of people telling me what I'm saying is correct and they do it and they're able to do it and they don't make that much. None of my friends who do this, they all have more than 3 kids, and none of them are making their husbands are making 6 figures, and all of them are staying home, and all of them are making nutrient-dense meals using organic ingredients, cooking at home most of the time. I don't know! But then I've got some of you that are telling me that it's impossible and it's a pipe dream. So that's all I'm going to say about that. We can just also start a thread on this in the Cute Conservatives group. Explain to me how processed food is cheaper. I don't get it. Okay. Speaking of spending, I would like to quickly, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because, again, like what I said, some of you like actually do pay attention to me and you listen to what I say. And so some of you know this, so it's just what's frustrating to me is like when people say things that clearly like they don't know I don't know. It's like they make things up about me or assume things that are just blatantly incorrect because I've literally shared what I do. Some of you, I'm like, I know some of you know the truth, so it aggravates me when people don't jump in the comments and like defend me. I will say that. But I would like to acknowledge the drama about how much I allegedly spend on clothes and all of that stuff that went down over the break. So if you don't know, there was like a massive thread in the Cute Conservatives group complaining about what I allegedly spend on clothes and whatever. I just had to laugh. And my best friends were sending it to me like, Alex, this is crazy. This is the craziest misconception or whatever of you that we'd ever seen. Because what happened was I was talking about the differences I've noticed in quality for retailers like Revolve versus Shop Bop. I can compare those because they are the same concept. It's like one company that houses a bunch of different brands within the same website that you order from, okay? Revolve, I was talking about on my story, has like totally gone down in quality. The prices have gone up while the quality has gone down. Shopbop, I think, is different. They all have about the same type of prices, but the Shopbop quality and designers and stuff are really, really good. Now, what I didn't think about this kind of stuff, but I guess I have to because everybody takes it the wrong way, is I was just like, how do you talk about it on your story? I had to show a picture like behind text to like explain like what I'm talking about, like show what like Revolve's website looks like and show what Shopbop's website looks like. So all I did was click the website, the clothes tab, and then I just took a screenshot of like clothes to like show. I wasn't saying that that's what I was buying or like that's what it was in my shopping cart or anything. I was just showing like a screenshot of the websites to just have a picture. And everybody was like, ah! It's a $500 dress! Blah, blah, blah. So one, I wasn't even saying that that's what I was buying. So that was very stupid. The second thing is, I have said how many times that I rent like all of my clothes. that for the first time in years, this fall was the first time I started buying any clothes. I never buy anything. That I've been building a wardrobe that could be cohesive, that I could pair things together, whatever. Like, okay, let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you. Here, this jacket that I'm wearing today, this jacket is rented. It will be sent back. My jeans, Poshmark, baby, brand new tag, AG jeans, Poshmark, and I bargained with them. The shoes are new, La Road or whatever. The shoes I actually bought. And this shirt is thrifted, an actual Rat, the band, the heavy metal 80s band. It is thrifted 80s authentic band tee that I found at a thrift store. Bada boom, bada bing. And you know what the other thing is? I send a lot of stuff back. I have a lot of events. I have a lot of things that I got to do. And this is my secret that I've never shared, but I'm going to share it because some of you guys piss me the F off because it was so unbelievably stupid. I return things. And that's what I'm going to say about that. So what I do actually own and buy, I rewear a lot. And for the last several years, I never bought anything. I didn't own anything. I have sweatshirts, t-shirts, jeans, underwear, that kind of stuff, and shoes. And I have a bunch of cocktail dresses and stuff because those are big event things that, I have to go to a lot. Otherwise, most of my stuff is rented. So that's that on the people that think about, that have things to say about what I spend on extras and things like that. And the last thing I will say about this stupid drama is that I don't have kids yet. I don't have a family yet. I'm single, working full-time on my own. So do I have a lot of extra spending money compared to my friends who are married with kids? Duh, yes. So the way that I can spend my money is different. What else am I going to spend it on? So it's when I do want to spend hair extensions or whatever, or eating out nice or things like that, it's dude, I have nothing. That's what I can spend it on. That's just how it is. If you are somebody who has a professional career in your 30s and you don't have kids yet, it's the math doesn't math for people. Hello. So anyway, I just wanted to say that about that. And I have also told my friends, guess what? I would rather have a couple $1,000s less to spend every month because I have kids than buy a stupid purse or, a couple pairs of shoes or whatever. What do you think, based on what I've shared, I would rather be spending my money on? Groceries for kids or myself? Just think about that before you say all this stuff and accuse me of being so unrelatable and mean and whatever. That's what I want to say. Now, speaking of spending, here's what I spent my disposable income on. My weekly report, REPORT, reading, eating, play, obsessing, recommend, treat myself to. Reading. So I got this Caroline Bessette Kennedy coffee table book. If you know me, then you know that I am obsessed with her. I need to finish looking through it and reading all the interviews in it, but it's been kind of criticized for not including enough photos of her, not interviewing a lot of people that know her. Some of these interviews in the book, I guess, are just people that work in fashion that have literally never worked with her or knew her in her life ever. So it's why are you being interviewed? So a lot of that's kind of weird. They're getting some criticism for that. So I'm not giving a full endorsement of the book. The question is, what am I reading currently? And this is the truth. So I don't know if it's good or not. I'm finding out. I'm being honest. So eating protein. So I have this goal for the new year. I need to be eating a lot more protein than what I am because even though I try my best, I just think it's a woman thing. We just don't eat enough. We don't eat enough in general, but also enough meat. So I'm trying to get more protein. That's a huge thing. Play. So the play thing could be an activity that you're doing or whatever. The way I answered this was, though, so my friend and her husband introduced me to Jackbox Games over the Christmas break. And it's like a website. It's like a digital thing. You can pull it up on your TV. And if you pay like a one-time fee of like $15 or something, it's like a database of games that you can play on your smart TV, your internet TV or whatever if you have friends over or a group over. And it sounds kind of lame. And like I'm not a game person in general, but some people are like really into board games and stuff. Typically, if I had to choose, I would think that a board game would be more fun than like one of these stupid TV games. When I tell you the variety, the types of games and like the quality of the games and how creative they are and stuff, it was so fun. It was so fun. There was like this one game and it was like trivia, but the way they did it was just trivia about anything, history, pop culture, whatever. But the trivia game was themed like really scary, and it was like actually scary, like you're in Saw or something. Like, so it was just like murder trivia, but it wasn't about murder. It's just like trivia, but the theme is like if you're like you're in a haunted house and like you've got a serial killer coming after you, and like maybe if you answer your questions right, you won't be killed. But like the graphics and everything were like a really scary video game, so I was impressed because I like scary. So anyway. There was other games too, but it was just like all of us playing it were like, that was actually really, really fun. And I was like, I have to do this now next time I have somebody over. Obsessing over growing my hair out. This is like a huge thing. I'm probably this month going to I have one row of extensions in for added thickness because my hair is not this thick. It's a lot finer than this. I might take it out. I do this a lot several times a year because I get sick of it. I might take my extensions out. I've been religious about taking my Agent Nature collagen powder every day, a scoop of that in my chai tea, and then 2 little packets of the Armra colostrum every day. I have noticed some of my baby hair areas are getting longer. Look at that. Thumbnail. I'm seeing like good stuff. Also like trying to grow my eyebrows out. That's another thing. I told you about this. I wanted to try to do it over the break. It just didn't happen, but I need to make an appointment to get my microblading removed. So I'm just doing things. I'm trying to change up looks and, whatever. So I just want to try to grow my real hair. I would love by YWLS in June to have no extensions and have my real hair grown a little bit. I don't know. It just may not be. I might have to get extensions for that, but we'll just see how I go. But anyway, with the protein eating and the collagen and the colostrum, I am hoping that I can really see some natural hair growth. So if you have any natural hair growth tips, I would like them. What I recommend, I forgot to write these down for myself, so now I have to think. What do I recommend that I've done recently? I'm racking my brain. Just bear with me. Oh, here's something. Well, this kind of could work for the next one, too, because the next categories are recommend and treating myself to, R&T, report. What do I recommend? Well, okay. I will say that I don't know. I forget. What do I recommend? I don't know. I forgot. Help! Help! I'm poor. I don't know. I can't think. I don't know what I recommend. Sorry, I kind of failed at this because I forgot to write this down for me in my notes, and this is like what happens whenever I don't write things down when I'm live. I just forget crap. Treating myself to, I will say this. Okay, I can answer this. I've been treating myself to once a week, finding a good, and look, if you don't live in near a major city, you're not going to find this. So the rural conservatives, sorry, you're left out of this. But those of us who live near or in a city, find a good restaurant that has fresh seafood and then see if they do a $1 oyster night. So one of my things that goes with the getting enough protein, and that is so good for you, it's like a superfood, and I love it anyway, is I love raw oysters. So So I have found my favorite dollar oyster spot. And then once a week, I like to go and get like 2 dozen oysters. And I just sit there and eat like 24 oysters. And it's the best ever. So, because, oysters are very expensive if you get them full price. So it's hard to eat that a lot. But it's so freaking good for you. Also, if you're pregnant, it is so freaking good for you to eat oysters, raw ones. So that is what I have treated myself to. I'm sorry that I don't have my recommend. I forget. Well, I could say like a podcast. Can I recommend a podcast? I have absolutely loved the Wise Traditions podcast. So I will say that. That's what I would recommend. So anyway, that's my weekly report. Now quickly, I'm going to tell you just a couple little points I want to say about as you can tell, I'm a little rough at doing this live because we've been out of it, and so it's not as smooth as it could be. But the ins and outs I posted. So these are my 2024 ins that I posted to my story on Twitter. Eating earlier, going to bed earlier, waking up earlier, very in. Also, I explained this on my story, but this isn't my personal ins and outs for me. This was my list of scouring the internet and TikTok and stuff and seeing what everybody is talking about and doing. So these are trends. This is what my predictions for everybody. I'm not saying that I'm going to do all of this or that I like all of these things. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing. So it's just, this is what I think are going to be the ins of 2024 and the outs. Ins, eating earlier, going to bed earlier, waking up earlier. Everybody's obsessed with this. It's nobody wants to be out past 9 p.m. Capsule or cohesive wardrobes. Again, I'm trying to do cohesive. 90s layers haircuts. Talked a lot about this, obviously, my, whole haircut fiasco. Mango, the brand. Everybody's posting Mango, more than Zara. So Zara wasn't out. Mango is same price point, but better quality. So Zara, again, is one of those things that's kind of affordable, trendy fashion, but it's gone downhill. And so everybody's talking about Mango. Cheetah print is back in. Mocktails are super in. Alcohol is out. Polo Bear, I said, he is the moment. I said, you're going to start seeing this little guy on everything. And sure enough, and then after I posted that, it's in the next week, all of you are sending me all this Polo Bear. You're oh my gosh, everybody's in Polo Bear. Now I'm starting to see. See, I tell you what I am seeing. So we are on the same page. Polo Bear, I have some socks with him on it, but I don't know if I will be. Maybe I will, but I don't have any plans to buy any Polo Bear things. I'm just telling you that he's everywhere. Maximalism. So one thing that is so out is home decor that Kim Kardashian's house is so out. If you know what her house looks like, it's it literally looks like an empty tomb. Jesus's tomb probably had more flavor than Kim Kardashian's house. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's horrible. Horrible. And that's why North has said before that she likes to live with her dad and stuff in his stupid, janky apartment. Well, I'm sure it's not janky because he's Kanye West, but she says that it's more exciting being there because her house is so empty and boring. It's awful. It's I don't know. Kim is so about like creative and inspiration and things like that. And how could you live in a house like that and feel like you're being fed creatively or, being inspired by your surroundings? So maximalism, a lot of different things, mixing and matching. You know who loves mixing and matching dishware and stuff is Sally Clarkson. Sally Clarkson, look, a cheap thrift idea. Write this down. Betches in the conservatives group, write this down. Thrifting random dishware and mixing and matching in every place setting is different is so in. So in because it shows personality, it's unique, it's different, it creates conversation to have lots of things to look at in your house, art, sculptures, pictures, books, real books that you actually read, not decorative books. There's also a lot of stuff about that, how you need to have a real bookshelf. I'm in on that. But you need to have a real bookshelf. That's also very important. Slim fitting low-rise jeans are in. What I mean by slim is like, we've had this like really, really oversized thing be in, and now we're kind of going back to more form-fitting clothing. Also, I want to just say that low-rise to Gen Z doesn't mean low-rise to millennials. Low-rise to millennials was like barely above your pubic bone, your whole, like your underwear was hanging out and stuff. That's not what low-rise means today. So by today's standards, because everybody gets bent out of shape about this, low-rise just basically means like normal, like right under your belly button. Mid-rise is right at your belly button, where half your belly button is hanging out, half isn't. And high-rise is above your belly button. So that's the definition of what those things mean for the millennials that are hanging with the death grip on the high-rise denim, and they like refuse to give low-rise a chance. Now, one thing I will say about ins and outs trends, all of this has to be taken with the consideration of your own personal body type. So something that might be in, if it is absolutely atrocious on your body type, don't wear it. Crazy idea. Don't wear it. Like, do what works for you, what serves you, and be open-minded to like, hey, maybe changing something up. This actually might be more flattering on me. Like, here's the thing about some of you, like straight leg jeans are probably better looking on you than skinny jeans. But some of you are like, I'll never let my skinny jeans go. And it's like, okay, well, fine, don't. But don't say it's because it actually looks better. It's just like a comfortable thing for you. You're just afraid of change. That's what that really is. But be open-minded to trends. Things that may look good, may not. Ribbons and bows, I talked about, are on everything. Everybody's doing like a ribbon and bow thing. If you are 49, it's like a ribbon in your hair like that might look dumb, so don't do it. But if you're 23, a ribbon in your hair, it might be cute. So it's just keeping in mind these types of things. Workout trends, everybody is obsessed with Pilates. Everybody's obsessed with Pilates. Pilates is blah, blah, blah. I've never tried it. I want to try it. Look, I'm being open-minded. I might absolutely freaking hate it. Probably, chances are likely, because I hate working out. Every year for the last 6 years, I sign up for Pure Barre, do it for 3 months like clockwork, and then I quit. I cancel my membership because I hate going. So I'm going to try Pilates. Morgan McMichael, she's an influencer who I work with at Turning Point. She's obsessed with Pilates right now. So I might go with her, see what it's all about. HIIT workouts, like high intense workouts or whatever for women, are very out. Basically, what's happened is that women have started to realize, because of cycle syncing and understanding more how our bodies work, thank God, they're realizing that those super high intensity workouts are horrible on women. They make us feel like crap. They're not good for you. They're actually ruining your health. So stop doing HIIT workouts. Tracking your period is in. It's all about tracking your period and, understanding all that. The sun is in. Ancestral-based diet is in. I'm not going to explain what I mean by that, because in 2 weeks, my spillover episode is going to be all about this with a very special guest. So I will let her explain what all of that means. Full elegance and overdressing is very in. Dinner parties, because again, staying in later. So you go to a dinner party at a friend's house, have some couple friends over, do a dinner party, then you go home and you're in bed by 9. It's literally ideal. Thank God. The thing is that the response from millennials to my ins and outs list, everybody's like, yay, because it's like, I think naturally as you get older, these are the things you like going to bed earlier, obviously. So it's like, these are things that naturally for our age group, we're going to be really thankful for, but it's more of an in and a shocking in for people that are younger. So that it's like, oh, we're not going out anymore, we're staying in. So it's like shocking for them when you're like, I've been in trend. Well, just, be happy. And then, in next year, it'll probably be like everybody's hitting the clubs again. And then we're all going to have to go back out. So that's going to suck. But colored tights, micro mini skirts. I got the cutest Reformation low rise micro mini skirt that I'm going to wear with a little cropped cardigan. It's so cute. It's so sickening. So I'm excited to wear that. 2024 outs. I mean, I kind of covered those, but you're really going to see a lot of people giving up alcohol for the year. It's just so popular because of the health benefits to give up alcohol. So, that's great. That's good. I've told you before that I love my cocktails. So I'm not fully on board with this. I'm not going to be absolutely zero alcohol for 2024 at all. But the thing about me is that I do not drink often. I only drink socially. I never drink like by myself. I'm not like a glass of wine with dinner type of girly. So maybe if you are, like, you would see a big difference if you were to give up alcohol totally and like do this trend. For me, I'm not kidding you. I might have like an alcoholic drink once or twice a month max. So it's like, or like New Year's, I'm drinking way more than normal, but it's New Year's. So it's like, I rarely ever do that. So I don't think that I would notice personally a difference. Now, my best friend Lauren, her and her husband, she told me, are doing dry January. So, but there are people that are like glass of wine with dinner every night. So she's excited to see if she notices a difference. So it's like, again, look at the ins and outs, do what makes sense for you. You don't have to live and die by these stupid lists. It's like not that serious. So we'll wrap up here. I'll tell you a little bit about the spillover this week. It's with a pediatrician who has basically risked her entire life and reputation speaking out against corruption in pediatrics when it comes to the gender dysphoria stuff. This is not a long episode. It's under an hour. So I wanted to give you guys, a little reprieve. I know that all of us are just struggling to get back into the swing of things after the holidays. We have a lot of catching up to do. We're cleaning our houses after having family. We're getting back to the office. So maybe you don't want, I don't know, maybe you do, but maybe you don't. I guessed that maybe you would be thankful for a shorter episode this week, especially after 2 very long ones, recently. So I gave you a little shorter episode. It's quick. It's to the point. There's some really shocking statistics and behind the scenes on what is driving the obsession with transitioning minors in America in the medical industry. Very, very juicy stuff. She's very, very brave. So I am excited for you to hear that. And then, like I said, the week after that, I have somebody very, very, very big, somebody very special to come on and talk about some of these, like, how to eat an ancestral diet, what that even means, how to do it, for a family, and health and wellness trends and things like that, because this person is like really big in the health and wellness space. So they're kind of an expert and this is all they do. So it's like, I dabble in it. This person is immersed in it. So she'll be like, this is what I tried last year that sucked. It's not worth it. And this is what I did last year that you have to do, that she will be personally bringing with herself, bringing into 2024 for herself. So, so excited about that. New year, same feet. See you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's Pop Culture Without the Propaganda. I'm Alex Clark, and this is Poplitics.